Today, I gave my youngest son advice on healthy relationships, but my oldest son's girlfriend ended up breaking up with him. I have received a few requests for an update, but life and its troubles have continued to arise each new day since my original post. I made some comments on the original post, but there were simply too many to respond to everyone and handle the private messages that people sent me. I will try to address the many and varied questions in this update. I would like to clarify that my oldest son is a young adult and no longer lives in my home. He came over long enough to drop off a gift for my youngest son, eat some cake, and then left with his girlfriend. My daughter and youngest son are still teenagers. My daughter and my oldest son's girlfriend met through my son, but they remain friends even after the breakup. With that said, let us proceed with the update. After my oldest son and his girlfriend broke up, during which he expressed his anger towards me, many things were said. Some details were revealed that I was not aware of, and some secrets were shared. I gave my son a couple of days to cool off before I spoke with him. My wife tried calling him a few times, but he would not answer his phone, so I went to his apartment. His roommate convinced him to let me in to talk, and we did. We also had some shouting, a bit of yelling, and hugged once as well. This was when I discovered that my son received a job offer out of state a few weeks ago. It is part of an apprenticeship through his trade school. He is considering it, and this was one of the reasons for the recent tension between him and his girlfriend. She wanted him to stay here, where her family is, and he wanted her to accompany him if he accepted the apprenticeship. It offers almost twice the hourly rate that he makes at his current job, and the apprenticeship will cover some of his time spent in classes, although the cost of living is higher there as well. Some people pointed out that my son is somewhat misogynistic. I initially thought that this may be somewhat true, and I learned that part of this is due to the examples he has observed in my home. I talked to him about this and discovered that he views certain aspects of my marriage in a way that was never intended. One thing that my son highlighted during our conversation was what my wife and I refer to as my magic coffee cup. You see, when my wife is home, I am not allowed to make my own coffee. My wife has always made my coffee since we first started dating. This is not something I have ever demanded. It is simply the way things have always been. It became a joke between my wife and me when we were dating that my coffee cup must be magic because I have never had to fill it myself. Now, after many years of marriage, it is something I do not even think about. My wife will pick up my empty cup and say some silly magic words like hocus pocus or bibbity bobbity boo while waving her hands over it, and then she takes it to the kitchen and makes me a fresh cup. Sometimes, I will pick up my empty cup and say some magic words, then shake the cup or peek inside and then, in a pitiful, whiny voice, say to my wife, "Honey, my magic cup isn't working again." The few times I have attempted to make my own coffee when she is home, she gets up, bumps me out of the way, and makes it for me. I learned my lesson long ago, but my children never witnessed that play out when it first developed. This is not the misogynistic act my oldest son believes it to be. I do not think it is my wife's duty to serve me by making my coffee. She does it because she enjoys it, not because she has to. If she told me today that I must make my coffee from now on, I would not complain. I would kiss my wife and go make my coffee. This has become part of another ongoing joke that we have. The joke is that we each prevent the other from doing specific things around the house so that the other forgets how to do them, allowing us to never leave each other. Officially, I do all the laundry and she does all the dishes. In reality, she does wash an occasional load, and I do the dishes every once in a while, but we never admit to doing so. I learned to cook her favorite meals so that she forgot how to make them, and she does the same for mine. For example, she can no longer make eggs over easy, and I have forgotten how to make a good dish called slop, which consists of sausage and egg noodles in cream of mushroom topped with fried onions. It is terrible for one's health, but so delicious. These little quirks are part of our love language, and it has taken many years for it to develop. My son mistook the nuanced, unspoken, or joked about parts of our marriage for some sort of traditional male-female marriage role nonsense. He was observing the culmination of years of small compromises, disagreements, agreements, and other factors that led to the way our marriage functions today. While I was having that conversation with my oldest son, my wife and daughter were conversing with his ex-girlfriend. We all really like her and would hate to see them remain broken up forever. They discovered all the things my son was not telling me. From what they learned, my oldest son has been listening to certain podcasters and TikTok influencers who are very misogynistic. My son's desire for her to move out of state with him, while she was reluctant to do so, is just the surface of their real problems. When they discussed their futures, they had wildly differing views on what those futures would entail. For example, he has it stuck in his head that women should do the lion's share of the housework. To be fair, doing the dishes seems to take significantly more effort than doing laundry, since a lot of the time is spent waiting for a dryer cycle to finish. However, doing laundry involves more than just washing and folding clothes while watching television or playing video games. It includes changing the linens, replacing towels and robes in the bathrooms, and changing out and cleaning curtains throughout the home. None of my children has ever had to put fresh sheets on their beds because I do it for them. My wife has made our bed maybe once in the last 6 years. Laundry, like dishes, are tasks that one continuously battles. In a good marriage, you and your partner tackle those battles side by side, no matter how you divide up the workload. In any case, I dislike seeing them remain broken up, but my son needs to mature a bit before there is any hope of that happening. I suggested therapy, although I doubt my son will pursue it. He is at that age where he thinks he knows everything. He has yet to gain the wisdom to realize that no matter how perfect we believe we are, everyone makes mistakes, and sometimes the way we think is very misguided. Patrick, I love you, but you need to get your head out of your rear end. In summary, my oldest son and his girlfriend appear to be going their separate ways for the time being.